see you back in HGC Korea. Welcome back, and we're gonna get to take that Jimmy Raynor some pepper power very soon, I believe. We don't know the patch next week, but maybe in week 4-ish, I believe we're gonna see some Raynor action.
Love myself some pepper power, G-Clef. Yeah, and maybe a little bit more Raynor when the patch does hit. I saw some teams maybe experimenting with him, and I was like, okay, well,
Raynor's pretty powerful in PTR. I've tried a few.
Yeah, so we're going to be seeing a little bit of that. And it's an exciting time for heroes. We're getting Urel, a new hero that is very strong, very pick-worthy. And now we're going to have Raynor coming back as he does get a lot of balance changes.
Maybe too strong. We'll see, as there are lots of ranged assassins that might make appearance, but against so many CCs and controls like this, and I'm seeing some things maybe possible. Like we see a lot of Sergeant Hammer with the right peels from your teammates. Maybe you can just stay and just keep on attacking from the back, just like Hanzo and Junkrat we saw from Gen.G.
Yeah, a lot of specialists coming back. I'm excited to see a little bit more variety. Always good to see, heroes that maybe used to be popular coming back. Got a chance to check out, what was it, a little bit of EU Vala earlier on. I was like, oh, wow, this is something that can still be a part of our heroes.
Yeah, maybe just for EU.
Well, no, yeah. I think we saw it in the Crucible out here in Korea, but once you get to HGC, yeah, it looks a little bit more standardized.
I think there's also a good chance to see that Tracer. We haven't really seen that too many times.
Now, G-Clef, I believe you made a rather bold observation.
No, but that was because Gen.G won, and they're supposed to, well, in Korea, they're supposed to pick the map, but it's Supernova actually who picked the map instead of first pick, and went to Curse Talos means that they have something here. What is it going to be?
Well, they already tried their weird no support double global Abathur comp, and it kind of fell flat in the face of just an insanely solid draft from Gen.G. So even though we may be going to their map, what do they have in store? I don't know, but it needs to look better than games 1 and 2, that's for sure. An Abathur ban! Maybe.
Just in case, because they did something funky with Abathur in game 2.
Yeah.
We do want to ban. And Urel has been a big problem, and I think we may actually see lots of Urel being banned.
Absolutely.
Yeah, especially once the 3-ban comes out. I don't know when that's exactly going to be.
Yeah, 3-ban's really going to change this, because you will still be able to limit either Genji, Hanzo, or Malfurion, any of these very stalwart first picks. No, Malfurion picked up early on. You might expect it to see it with Gen.G on the second rotation, but it's Phoenix along with Dahaka for Supernova.
It's time for Gen.G to have that Genji. It's gonna have some tongue twisters for us. Malf plays just having a standard, I believe, along with a mage from Reset. That should just finish up the draft a little nice and easy for them.
So we're coming back through the ban phase with Urel being banned. That does mean that it's a little bit more limited, since we are still on 2 bans apiece. So are we still banning Sergeant Hammer? I don't think so.
Leeming's not too bad here.
Yeah, or okay, we can just go ahead and take
It is basically impossible to target down TTSST's tank hero pool.
Right.
So I would have just said might just be Leeming, because they have been picking all the time. It's been against the strongest teams in the world. Genji, Leeming, they have that reset once they target that, because they're so good at focusing. And the moment they fire everything together, their coordination is insane above everyone right now in the world.
Absolutely. So you never want to give them that opportunity. So something that I would expect to see limited, but it's not. There is actually the Sergeant Hammer ban I was talking about earlier. It is still very worthy of being taken off the map, and that sends us into Supernova's next 2 picks.
Start praying, everyone, for something that we have not never, but rarely have ever seen before. Because they still have one more pick, Hanzo Garrosh, so this actually leaves us with a support. Okay, never mind, I'm not that excited anymore.
Unless it's no support and something super crazy, which would probably work about as well as it did last game. So maybe not something we should hope for. Last 2 picks here for Gen.G. Maybe they want to add a little flourish, a little bit of salt sprinkled on top of their composition here. I don't think they're going to. It's just been super standard, so I don't know.
Yeah, great chance for just against Garrosh Johanna, not banned. If Supernova was thinking about picking Garrosh, I think they would have been thinking about banning Johanna instead because it was going to be instant pickup. And a Jaina because they have ways to pair up the safety bunker that does line up all together. Gen.G just has their standard and comfort picks all together once again in Game 3.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, this is a comp that I think any team in the world would be totally happy with getting. You have very, very strong support, tank, solo laner, a DPS, it's all there. For Supernova, you would think that this last pick is going to be a support, and there it is, G-Clef.
Oh yes, she's a support with bananas, yes. But having double globals, they're really focusing on globals so much, but once they lose the curse, the tribute fight, which it seems like Gen.G has the burst, and with right wing, it's not likely that you can actually sustain the burst with the amount of heals that you can come out. Even with Blink heal at 10, you may just pick Emerald Wind to kind of isolate when Gen.G actually dives in, just poly and try to focus him down. That could be a strategy, but it seems very unlikely with the amount of burst heal you can. It's very limited with Bright Wing only.
I feel like that's a theme of Supernova's strategies. That could be a strategy, is probably something we're going to be saying quite a lot when it comes to their picks. Well, I mean, if they have one thing that will help them out, it better be a Bright Wing, because we just, like, you have to do a lot to legitimate picking that in your draft. Supernova have done it. Will that be the secret sauce? Maybe banning Urel, that's going to be another difference for this game. I don't know if either one of those two are enough to stop a very standard Gen.G comp.
Yeah, no, I can't lie to anyone and
Who
say
would
that
do that,
Bright Wing is
G-Clef?
actually a great support against what Gen.G has. No.
Go on the
Only
internet and tell lies?
That's what happens on the web all the time.
What's the good thing?
Fake news, right?
Only the ultimate truth about heroes here from G-Clef.
For the lane.
So what are we looking at here?
It's for the lane, not even... I was possibly just thinking about Bright Wing, maybe just really focusing on the macro. It's not even that. So we'll have to see what they're exactly thinking on this Cursed Hollow. Different battleground as Supernova chose the map instead.
That is right. Gen.G wanted first pick, so Supernova get the choice. They chose this map. I mean, what does Bright Wing? What does Bright Wing? Told me we were having tongue twisters. Add to Supernova that they couldn't have gotten from a more standard support.
Poly. I think they're really looking for that polymorph.
Okay.
It's actually a pretty good counter-ish against Gen.G, but they have Jaina. That's gonna be the real problem. Only against Gen.G, I think it's okay if it's like a puck-oriented comp along with Gen.G. Then I would understand a little bit more about the Bright Wing pick, because you can poly and you will have the focus. You will have, if you have more burst, you can get the poly and then just burst down Gen.G in your own way. But there's that Jaina, which could be making a lot of the problem.
It's really going to throw a big wrench into the way that they want to play. So I don't know. That poly may be the answer. I don't believe it will be, but that's what our players get to show us today. So keep an eye on the macro. It looks like we have camps being taken at basically identical time. A little bit slower there for Supernova, just now starting up their night camp.
Phoenix actually holds a pretty nice sieging power as well as a camp, but does need help of an ally. So they're going to start on it, but really powering the lane, not really taking... Right. Does question me a lot about this comp. They do have the global. Let's see how they can actually hold this one out. Game 2, they lost way too many members for them to actually control the macro in their own way. It seems likely they might be able to if they hold all right, because Evan this time on the Garrosh instead gave 1 ETC, blew up so many times. Even Johanna was having some tough times surviving alone.
Well, yeah, Garrosh is really going to help him out with that, right? So one night camp crashes in, they take down a wall, or the gate rather, almost an outer turret with it, but now the counter push is coming through. So I really want to see what Supernova can get. We haven't had any curses just yet, still way early on. So you know, there's nothing debilitating about the state of the game. So ideally, Supernova can keep it that way. See how long that lasts. Tribute coming up. 1, 2, 3, and Supernova are in position for it.
Supernova.
Gen.G's rotating up.
Yeah, Phoenix still clearing their wave. They do know. They don't have all the members. Dehaka shown himself all the time. Can always brush Stalker in. In terms of CC and the zone controlling Gen.G, they're speeding up. Ooh, actually Rich misses that. I think he wanted to go over the wall. Focusing on the Garrosh, they do have the burst and skill damage needs to survive.
It's still Garrosh, still very hard to take down. Johanna even getting very
nice
low,
drag
getting
onto Johanna.
dragged back in.
So
Tis!
yep. Blown up and having maybe the second target, Gen.G.
Stop focusing Haven. The guy just does not die, and Tis does, so that is actually a decent win for Supernova.
Heaven diving in again, actually survives and throws in Kyocha, getting the damage from the turret as well. Great play, just understanding the hero.
Man, Haven, gotta say he looked good, but didn't have a whole lot of follow-up in the previous games. This time, the combos are really coming out, and that's, I want to say, a win for Supernova in the fight, but Gen.G still get the tribute.
It's really tough, because Garrosh can kind of heal himself all the time. You don't exactly know when the cooldown is going to come back. He has the self-unstoppable Indomitable, and that's the power of Garrosh even against Johanna when our Iron Skin is out on a cooldown. You would just wait for that chance. It was actually Kirisaku who waited for that Johanna to have Iron Skin off and then drag in.
No, that drag was super, super sick. And also just a shout out to Dehaka for being able to like split and then join the fight just in time to get that drag off. Really, really using this global well. Still waiting for Right Wing to really kick into high gear, but that's what we have the rest of the game to look forward to. This is our adventure.
Yes.
We were talking about choose your own adventure. I'm waiting to see what Supernova will choose, because right now they're just they're walking around looking for more. But man, Haven again! Are they really just going to take out Rich there? No, he's able to swim strike away. No grab there onto him as he does make his way all the way back to the back. Supernova gotta watch out for overextending there.
We missed the first moment of how that happened.
Yeah.
Seems like maybe he just got tossed and maybe he was just selecting on his teammates were way too far away. So maybe he was just trying to have some super play on his own. And just delaying right now because they got the first tribute already. And they need to soak this one up with Rich.
You can tell they're always looking for more. Kyocha almost got stopped there. He's still going to get flipped back in the ending team, but he's very, very, very tanky. And now Haven actually low again, but still very resilient.
Supernova actually gets a tribute, so all they have to do is escape. So not that bad. They got the better trade at the end.
No need to fight. I think specifically Rich not being there really did hurt Gen.G's any option that they had for really committing there.
And you can every skill shot, even from reset, just having the Blizzard there, which was not going to hit all the heroes. It was more for zoning because that was on their retreating path. Understanding of just reading the next move of the opponent was great. Supernova, they had a plan as well. They were channeling the tribute, making sure they just survive and escape, and it was fine. They hit level 10 at the same time. That's about as good as they can actually get into this game.
About as good as they can get. And to be fair, if you compare the state that this game is at, 7 minutes to the other ones, it definitely does not look as bad. So
is this going to be a repeat of one of the best HGC Cursed Hollow clips ever? But there's no ETC in this game, so
it can't be as good. Maybe it could be close. We're seeing kind of bosses trade out, but I think eventually Kirisaku is going to be forced to rotate, right? I guess not. All right, we're just trading forts. Like trading spaces, but with objectives and pots.
And if you have the Dehaka, Right Wing can always join. They have the better position. It's gonna be hard to take the tribute away onto Gen.G's side.
Yeah, it's a Gen.G sided tribute, so I mean the thought was there, right? But it's a little bit too optimistic. Do they want to pick a fight here though? I mean, we've seen Tis get picked off early on. There's a poly, but it doesn't actually do anything.
I think they're just waiting time. Nice borrow. Good keep himself alive, and Hanzo's quest just finished.
Oh,
There's a massive stun.
sickest drag arrow will connect on 3. There's the unstoppable. The bunker coming out is a great fortification. Haven, he might have started the fight, but he will not make it out in the end. X-Strike for another kill there. Jaina the one to take that one. The escape might not be possible.
Oh, the Planet Cracker destroying himself as well.
Nice trade there just to take one back as Rich goes down. But it will be a tragedy, and there's the wipe for Gen.G.
That was the moment. That was actually the moment for them to do the damage and take close to being a kill. But they lacked the final damage from Hanzo. They had the arrow connect and the burst with Phoenix all the time. But you can't really place yourself and just attack all at once with the Planet Cracker right after that, because you will kill yourself as well. So NoChat couldn't really use the Planet Cracker at the right moment. That was the main problem. I mean, if he had Salvo, great. I think they could have actually won that team fight.
Right. Okay. I mean, Salvo is just so good in that spot where you're able to kite backwards and then still deal massive damage if they're still chasing you. I mean, the Planet Cracker trade, like, okay, you know, that looks, I guess, cool, but it's you still die, and so does the rest of your team. So, Rich might need to pause there for a second. He's like, oh, he died to Planet Cracker there. That was a little bit unfortunate. So, see what his issue is and get us back into the game.
Oh, yeah, it's something wrong with his earphones, I guess? It's like, what's wrong? Oh, it's not me, it's him.
Yeah. Being a bro, helping his team out. I got the PP. So he types that in chat, which is, of course, pause, please, por favor. That would be PV, G-Clef.
How is por favor a PV?
PF.
Yes.
There's a V in por favor.
Okay. Thanks for making.
That's the only way I can think of salvaging that.
Thanks. I took Spanish class. It's okay, Rapid. Even though you live in Texas,
well. That's basically like Spanish class.
Yeah, I was actually one of the worst students that Spanish teacher has ever had.
I was the worst student in my Korean class, so I guess we're even there.
But I was actually the teacher's assistant for a semester. Because I was so bad, I had to take an extra class.
That was your penance. All right, we're back in the game. So let's see what changed. Not a whole lot. Gen.G now 2 levels up. They are not actually up, or they are up in fortifications and kills as well. So it's like, well, you know, what really can you say against them? I mean, Supernova, they're trying. Hanzo's been looking good. Haven's Garage looks super sick, but maybe not for much longer.
They do have to Kent. So there's Saki blocks that. Nice block from Saki Kyoja channels, and that's a curse. So they want to have Ook blown up.
Oh my god.
You can't really warp out when there's a massive damage, even having with the 46 armor. Once that goes to 50, he's dead.
Indeed he is. Rich wants more. Swift strike forward, takes the poly to the face. There's nothing else to follow it up, and the rest of Gen.G business as usual. They take 2 and push on.
Quite painful there. As
okay,
more
Rich.
members, and they're going straight. They're just opening the wall to bring down the keep and to finish this keep as soon as possible.
Calmete. Keep it real, Rich. He's definitely doing the utmost, but I think very warranted. Doesn't face a whole lot of pressure. They're going to.
There's the arrow. Pairing up with the Planet Cracker, almost deleting Gen.G. But
Alright.
Mada says Rich and goes back, so they're gonna survive. That was a great pair up, but not really having the most damage to actually get the kills.
I mean, you can see what they're going for there, right? It worked about as well as it could have, but still no kills.
They still have the bunker. That's the main problem. Look at the DPS that's coming out. 400 APM. Misses the shield, man. Unlucky there, but the X-Strike takes the Phoenix out.
No way, Rich is so good. And he's going back in
Deflect damage from the minions, taking the kill again and getting the reset onto. He's a crazy player. That's why we call Rich God all the time. He kills. He takes the kills, and that's going to be a core call.
Yeah, this is going to be it. No question about it. No matter how right-wingy you can be, there's nothing that Alex can do to save this one. And man, somebody just really has to slow Gen.G down. These guys are not stopping, and they will not stop. Or will no? I was getting flashbacks from Ballistics Tempest yesterday, but no, the core actually will die there, and that's a 3-0.
And that's a 3-0. And I can't really say we have to nerf Gen.G once again to really bring everyone down. It's nerf Rich. He's just so good at so many of these heroes that can actually turn everything around. He would just shift strike in, deflect, take another kill, get the reset, shift strike out. Even with two nerf onto his range of shift strike, and less damage, of course, over many different patches. Gen.G is still so strong. That's why it's being banned all the time.
I mean, Rich was just styling. He just would not calm down. I think the Korean is Pyeonage. Just like chill out. Nothing could stop him that game. That's why he did lead in, I guess, damage to structures. Almost the lead there in. Did he have the most kills for his team? Yeah, by far. So I don't know if Rich necessarily gets MVP. It was a team effort. But in the end, it was not enough of an effort by Supernova, and they fall as another casualty to the Titans of HGC Korea Gen.G.
And they actually had a nice pick on the Brightwing. Nice pick on with Brightwing. I'm talking about Supernova, as Brightwing is actually a good counter to Gen.G, but not against Jaina, which we said already.
Right.
And that was why they were having a tough time. Even when they were on to, it seemed like Supernova was chasing for a moment, and hold on, there's a bunker.
But wait, there's more. Yeah, that bunker really just totally undid every one of their strategies. Like, even you saw the Dragon Arrow Planet Cracker combo at the end. It's like, oh my god, you're so sick. And then they enter the bunker, and you can't do anything.
You can break the bunker, but you can't really win against. You can't really win against 400 APM. That's never gonna happen.
Or 400 IQ. They also had that as well.
That's too high. That's like alien level.
Can they be stopped? I don't know.
I don't know. Their fingers are just insanely so mechanically skilled. As we saw those crazy moments, and also reset. We haven't really highlighted too much of his Jaina, but he was always predicting the next move of and putting the Blizzard as a zoning tool ish. And if they actually walk into it, they will get damaged. They will die. But because of the zone, if they don't go towards that path, they will die anyhow. So just reading.
No, not many good options there. It's like, what would you? It's the cake or death thing, but instead it's just death is both options. So that was a struggle for Supernova. You don't want to take too much away from them. They still looked good week one, and I think against the maybe bottom four teams, they're still going to be competitive. And as a new team, keep in mind, this is a new team to HGC Korea. There's a history with them really struggling right off the bat, but they are actually having a lot of success.
Yeah, and towards except for this match against Gen.G, they were actually very strong. And I believe we can actually see them improve over time. This will be a very good learning experience for them today against Gen.G. 3-0 is the result what we see here, but I actually like the teams that are trying to something new. If it doesn't work, let's just delete that off our history and maybe try something else. Not just having the same picks over and over again and just losing to a team that you may think it's impossible to beat. But I like the fact they have the mindset. Let's try this and let's see if it works a lot, or let's see what we can get out of this match. I think that's the mindset that Supernova had against Gen.G tonight. Of course, the result is 3-0, but they took a lot from what I know.
Right, and honestly, if you're a team and you're not trying out new things against Gen.G, I think you're doing it wrong, because we talked about how Ballistics may be a team that used to be very good but suffers in the current meta. Not so for Gen.G. They were a team that was good and thrives in the current meta, and you're just seeing how unstoppable they look.
When do you think they will be stopped?
Yeah, what does the meta need to look like for it to hurt Gen.G?
Yeah.
There needs to be a few one of the best tank players, one of the best DPS players.
Maybe give one more ban to the opponent all the
we're
time.
Going to do that.
Only to the opponent.
Oh, only to the opponent. Only to the opponent. Okay.
So they can ban Rich and have a 4v5.
Maybe they need to give the opponent the ability to not to ban a hero, but to ban a player.
Yes.
So it's 4v5. There you go.
Of course, that would make it unfair, just joking around here. But that's how strong they are at the moment. And it seems like no meta can actually stop them. Whenever meta shifts, they actually shift into the meta by switching players, even having the role, because they have been playing this game for such a long time. They have gigantic hero Ocean all the time. So it happened to Sake and Kyocha.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice volley, right? But it's just not enough. Even with BFG coming through, can't find any kills. And with the first death, many more to follow. Right here, Haven, he's been doing a really good job this game, but he just overextends and nothing can back him up. And that was the struggle of Sergeant Hammers. No Chat really struggled that game.
And continues. Look at that haymaker plus the arrow. I mean,
hey, what are you supposed to do? No Chat is a nightmare this game. He got completely dominated. The rest of his team is a very similar story. Just clean him afterwards.
I guess because of that haymaker play, Reset actually ended up dying because he was chasing Falstad all over. But look at this, Falstad blows up before the clone comes in. And look at the positioning of Supernova. They're everywhere around Gen.G, and their focus is actually onto the furthest one, the Hanzo.
And even Rich almost wound up living there in the back. That's just how good his positioning on that hero is. Impeccable play. Now moving on to the final map. Which moment is this? Okay, it's going to be like what looked like a great fight.
You would wait for the planet critical, but because they had the bunker and the tranquility, Nochat kind of knew that you can't really get a kill instantly there.
Yeah, and even if Rich had Dragon Strike instead of
the Expo?
The Expo, or the
X-Strike, yes.
It still might have looked pretty similar. That was the best moment of coordination that we saw all game for Supernova, but even that wasn't enough to stop the bunker, and inevitably it was the Rich show just going off, reset after reset. Nothing could stop Gen.G. So let's head into our interview.
We're gonna have Reset.